What's up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another video. In this video, I want to talk about arena defenses. So we're going to have a special guest here, Mr. Brew Gaming in the house. For whoever doesn't know Brew Gaming, guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check him out. Awesome dude. There's a lot of crazy stuff from early game to end game. So you'll be finding there all the good stuff. You want to tell us?
Hey guys. Hey Skratch, thanks for having me to your channel, man. It's great that we're gonna do this collab finally to celebrate. We were gonna do it to celebrate your 1,000 subs. Now we're at 2,000.
Moving on,
But yeah,
moving
man,
on.
congrats on reaching that point, and hope you grow a lot, man. I started watching you when you were on Twitch, and now you're on YouTube. That's great. That's great. Happy to have you.
Thank you, thank you. Hopefully we will be growing all together here, like a big family.
Exactly.
Right, so what we want to focus for today, guys, is mainly a lot of you guys are asking every day, like, we should make a YouTube video regarding arena defenses, starting from early game to push towards the end game. Now, we're not going to focus a lot of end game today here, because end game, it honestly requires to have the most OP champions, so that will require a specific focus, a lot of work behind it to show you a lot of stuff. So that's a very in-depth situation to sort out. And how I said, you need OP champions. You want to have a good defense, become a whale. Everything will be sorted for you. So now Brew Gaming has been doing all sorts of challenges. We have the Affinity Cup and stuff. So he has a lot of experience when it's about to starting from early on, which I don't have anymore because it's been over 14 months since I've been in bronze and all this stuff, guys. So the best way to help you is having a man with experience here next to me who's been trying all these things recently. So he can walk us a bit through how is the early on arena, the defenses, the fights he has, fighting all those things in there.
It's insane, man. It's insane. So guys, if you don't know already, I'm part of the Affinity Cup. So the Affinity Challenge is like 4 content creators versus another 4 content creators. We all have picked one affinity specifically, so we use only champions from that affinity. I'm Force, so only Force champions are allowed. Everything else is not allowed. So now one of the areas that we compete in is the arena. So the arena there, you start from bronze 4, okay, you say there's easy teams there. Once you have like a level 60, the other guy does not have a level 60, much easier to climb up. But it's week 2, and I'm currently in silver 1, stuck in silver 1, guys. I have almost 3 level 60s, and I'm stuck in silver 1. I'm keep finding teams even with Rotos in there. I found a Krisk team. I keep finding crazy teams. So it's been crazy. But slowly climbing from bronze 4 to silver 1 was just using a nuke strategy. I'm using War Maiden. Of course, everyone knows it. Skratch. War Maiden is like the best rare we have available to everyone.
Everyone loves it.
So War Maiden there, apply the AoE defense down. And then I try to go in with a nuker. With a high damage dealer and try to pick off one by one and win the arena that way. Yeah, so this is pretty much the only way you can climb quickly from bronze 4 if you want to try and reach the highest possible you want to go.
Yeah, so pretty much following the same principles. Go first, nuke them. It's still a game of speed here, so I would assume starting from early on towards moving to the late game is still everything based on speed. So how much you think the speed aura, for example, matters like early on?
Man, the speed aura, you don't know how much it matters because like right now I'm in silver 1, I'm trying to go up, and if I see a team with a speed aura, I know immediately don't fight it. They have an advantage of at least 10 speed.
I see
at least 10 speed. So it's like the lowest aura, it's 10 speed, right?
So they're going for it. So you heard the try, guys. You want to avoid people to fight you. You want to have a decent defense from early on. Find the Spirit Hose, find the High Cartoon. Anything that gives you speed aura, throw it in there. People will be getting scared because they know you'll be going first and clap them.
Exactly. So if you still want to know to have the advantage over someone in the arena, you want to check for some stuff like in the early game, you don't have all level 60. So if you see a character without a banner, so he's level 50 or level 40, then he has no banner, so not much speed, because usually the banner gives you speed if you're lucky. So if you see a Seeker or a High Cartoon with no banner, so at level 50, you know that maybe if you have a banner on your Seeker or your High Cartoon, then you can go first. So that's like an advantage.
You get that
when you're doing the arena.
5 speed extra advantage, exactly. Yeah.
There's no other way to check. We cannot go into someone else's
Yeah, of course,
champion to see. So it's the mind games, you know.
And when it's about debuffing and stuff, like what would you think is a good range for accuracy, like in early arena there?
Early arena, I'm finding like I'm currently in silver 1 on that account, so I find that about 80 to 100 accuracy, it still lands to at least 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
We don't have that high resistance unless it's a resistance aura, really. Or maybe someone put a resistance gear accidentally.
So would you say
people do not focus on resistance? They don't have great hole resistance, so you don't really need much accuracy for arena, at least at silver, which I'm at right now.
Yeah. So would you say like early on? Let's just say I just started an account. I'm in bronze, going towards silver, and I got lucky. I got a resin or something with a nice resistance aura, and I'm unlucky with the speed gear and stuff. So I don't have fast characters. Would you say that building little tanks in there, because we cannot really call them tanks that early on, would you say that throwing that resistance aura in there would kind of help you win the fight maybe in your defense and stuff?
I think it will. Tanky teams can also work in low arena, I think, because of how it is. You do not have critical damage at almost 280% like you showed in your kill video. You don't have that in early arena. So you might have 150%. Your crits might not be that much. So if you find a high defense champion against you, and with some resistance to resist the defense down, there's no way you one-shot them. So it's almost the same principles, just you don't need 500 resistance. Maybe 150 will still do the same thing.
So probably even better, it might be that early on you would rather focus a defense that's more tanky than based on your speed, because you never know who's faster than you in there and stuff, because you don't encounter the same names over and over again like you're doing in the end game. Like I know half of them, he's faster than me, I'm not gonna attack him with this team because I'm gonna lose it. So that's where it comes in play. All millions of people.
That's a great thing in end game. At least you know who's faster than you, so you can pick your targets every
time. Yeah. So you would say tankier teams, they work better, like silver to bronze to silver, stuff like this to say.
Yeah. Although just to be honest, I have never used a tanky team because I just want my arena fight to finish 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Just go
to go quick,
farm the medals,
and move over.
That's why. Yeah, I'm not gonna stand and wait 2.5 minutes each fight in bronze 3, just to be sure to get 90% win ratio instead of 70% maybe. So yeah, that's how it is. In my Affinity account, I think I have 60% win ratio. Just go in and say,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Do I win?
And you can make all sorts of G-baiting teams as well to win and stuff. Like I'm in goal 4 at the moment on my account. Okay, and you see, I have my defense right here. KL in defense. My team has only 173k power. They have no idea that my arbiter is under 355 speed. And they're never gonna outspeed me, And they see KL there and they're gonna say, that's an easy win, Let's clap him. So I'm not sure what we have now in the battle log if we look around. But we did have teams, like look here. Tormin, Krisk, Rotos, Warlord, they lost it, So you debate a lot of teams with it. Like, it's not doing bad. I don't have immunity gear on anyone, so it's just more of a debating to see if somebody buys the dust. But what would you say for goal 4? Like, you're playing your account now, so let's just move from the Affinity Cup. You have your own champions and stuff. What are like your favorite champions, and what sort of strategies you use when you go towards your defense and stuff?
Right, so now I'm at gold 4. So again, since speed is king, I have just tried to have my best gear on my arbiter. But overall for defense, I really don't care about defense. But if I want to hold defense, I find that just putting in something very tanky, very annoying, like a Tormin with the Duchess, it's a very, very annoying combo. And of course, arbiter in there, but something very tanky and that can control the enemy. It makes them not select you. Really, I find that they just don't fight me as often. If I put something which is just
something OP,
they might try to win that. But if I put something that's very tanky, they might not just skip it because they think it's gonna take, they need to have a different setup, like versus Tormin. They need to have something very specific. So when it's closing in on Sunday and I want to try and see if I can get to platinum, then I need to put my strong characters in defense. But when I'm usually throughout the week, I'm in low gold 4, so I just farm the medals quickly and I move on and do other stuff
Yeah, yeah.
on my account. So it's different strategies depending on what you want to do.
So now that we already know the importance of having a speed lead, having a turn meter booster and stuff, are you ever using in your defense like a turn meter boosters and stuff? Like let's just say you're using your arbiter with a high cartoon or with an apothecary or something like that.
No, I've never tried it. I've never tried it before, but you know the recent video that Murdering did with the Deadwood Jedi, you know the clan boss team. It
Okay.
showed how abusing the turn meter boost to get more turns. I think it's the same way in terms of arena and everywhere. You can use that to just basically use boosters to get more turns
Yeah,
for all your
definitely.
champions without the need to have 250 speed on everyone. So because it boosts like 30% of your speed, maybe having 3 boosters and rotos in there, cheeky rotos with full attack percentage, critical damage, 100% crit, maybe savage gear if you have it, it's
We'll
gonna be insane.
we'll get you
Just one shot
sorted.
anything. Yeah, yeah.
And
But
let's try to drop a bit the legendary champion. So if would be for you to make a defense. So let's just say this game will actually reward you by winning defense fights, okay? Because at the moment you have no reward from winning defense fights. You're not getting any medals. Your gold 4 I don't think is necessarily a problem, like to stay in gold 4 like on Monday morning before reset when everybody goes crazy in platinum and stuff. The last 15 minutes is like the end of the world, everybody rushing to the supermarket to buy the last piece of bread and stuff because it's pretty much the same thing there, you know.
right.
So if you would use to will be to pick some epics, let's just say we have no legendaries and stuff, what would it be for you to pick to have a good defense, because thinking you are going to get rewarded by that defense, how important is for you to have a buff remover, to have a stripper in there,
A buff remover is a great champion to have. So now that I have a champion like Seer, okay, I know she's void, she's very hard to get, but if you have any kind of champion that just removes buffs from the enemy, it's crazy, and it basically strips them of all their power. Like I remember in beginning of Gold 4, like when I was starting to play the game, champions like a Skull Crown and a Skull Crusher were very strong in there, and I didn't know what to do to them.
They
I
were,
was, yeah, I was like just starting out the game. I saw all the buffs. I tried to attack, and then they started attacking me. Skull Crown with a counter attack buff on her. She's crazy. She's very annoying. She's hard to kill. So if you have something that removes all those buffs and makes you, pass the shield and pass the unkillables and pass the counter attack buff, then it makes it much easier. I find that champions that remove buffs are also important if you wanna have like a complete team to maybe fight those kind of setups. You can still use a champion like Seer in high gold 4.
yeah, we have
But
Seer. We do have Hope as well, which is not getting a lot of love. Hope, she's from a Sacred Order, if I remember it right. She only has like 70-80% chance to actually strip all the buffs, but still a good option out there for people that don't have a series or a seer and stuff like that. Like she's only magic affinity, she can get weak hits and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure is carrying the job. So would you say you would put one turn meter booster, debuff remover? Let's just say we don't have Madame series, so you don't get defense down from her. So we remove the buffs with the second hero, and as a third hero, would you bring in somebody to place defense down, weaken, and stuff? And the fourth one will be the attacker, or would you bring in 2 attackers for that defense?
Yeah, I think you always need a defense down. You never know how much defense the enemy has. There's some characters who gain their power from defense, and they are also tanky. Like Razin is the best example, but there's many champions who are defense. So like having a defense down really helps not only kill them much faster, but if they start attacking you, they will attack for way less. So defense down is the best way to get that extra bit of damage on the enemies, and it's War Maiden. We said it before, the best champion that has it available, and if you have something that's stronger, that's way better. But she's very accessible, and I think everyone should have at least one copy of her
Sure,
if you're starting out the game.
Plus, she just has the looks. Like you gotta have one,
Yeah, and the look. she has the whole package. I always say she's the best champion in the game.
So a thing that came up today with one of my buddies here. So he was asking me like, if I think that the team with a crazy power would intimidate me to attack them. So did you ever looked at a defense that had, for example, 300k power and you said, I'm not going to attack this because I'm going to lose without even trying it? Did you ever did that? Like, you get intimidated by high power, or do you think people will actually get intimidated by you throwing a lot of power on your team to scare them to attack you?
Yeah, like I have it so much in high gold 4. I'm like, I'm ready to go in on a team that's like similar to the previous one, but I see their power and it's 100k more. I'm like, okay, this guy has something that I don't see, and he's hiding something on one of these champions. I don't know what it is. I don't want to find out because I know it's gonna be, either me losing medals or something that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a good way to scare new players from attacking you. It's a good way to keep your defense strong overnight if you know you're not gonna play for many hours.
Yeah.
So if you have champions like, the best one is Mountain King.
Exactly. Super high resistance. Yeah.
High resistance, high HP, critical rate, makes him go 100k, having 110k Mountain King actually.
Pretty crazy him.
Yeah. So but if you're a more experienced player, you know that high power is also because of high resistance. So if you know that you have a good accuracy on your champion, like a Madame series with 500 accuracy, is the best example of I'm going in, I don't care. Right?
So pretty much, yeah. So for me, honestly, I see it. So I have my Duchess on a 576 resistance. So that's built for teams that I'm fighting and are faster than me and I cannot beat with speed. So then I'm gonna go in with a tanky team. Sometimes I do find people that they strip off my resistance. I still don't think is enough at the moment. So a month ago was enough, but now it's just not enough anymore. So people, they have like crazy accuracies, like 600 plus and stuff, towards endgame. But when you see a team with around 300k power, I can roughly tell you that they have definitely over 400 resistance. So
yeah, and that's insane.
It's a bit how you calculate it. So you see a 300k power, you see like, okay, I have over 400 resistance. I can go and take them down,
Right. And you need to know your limits and know if you can go in. And I also was doing like a showcase of the Mossbeard guy,
the
new fusion. I was saying that he's great for PvP. Although he kills your team, he helps them gain a huge amount of power and resistance as well. With the debuffs. Because if you go on his skills, he gives resistance, and also there's a mastery in the defense tree that gives you resistance.
Even more, yeah, exactly.
So it's a nice way to boost your team for PvP. He's like good in there in some way, but okay, of course not a top champion like Rotos. Like that was a much better fusion. Yeah, so yeah, resistance plays a big role in
it does. It does.
You know it much better than me.
Yeah. So honestly, me, when I focused my Great Hall, I went full max on accuracy. Second thing I did, full max on resistance because I needed it for endgame arena. So that was a must for me to max those two and then worry about the rest, So we learned, guys, that we're having the speed aura is super important to have for your defense when you attack. To have a buff remover champion, there are quite a few out there. Not as many, but there are a few out there. Pretty good to use. We have Ray, we have Gurgo, which are kind of next level, but then we have a few epics as well for it. Now, another thing I want to ask you, and that will be the last. What do you prefer, for example, from epics to use as a nuker? Would you go full AoE? Would you go single targets? How would you approach that?
I always go full AoE. I find it's the quickest way to farm, and if you have a lot of refreshes available, you need to farm the quickest. You don't have a lot of time. I go for full AoE, something like a Skull Crown, which it took me ages to get. Now I don't even use her. But yeah, something that does a huge AoE. I find it's way better. You maybe kill off 2 out of 4. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I go for full AoE. What about you?
So the best option, in my opinion, to actually check your defense is to go into a fight, pick your fight, whatever it is. Okay, so let's just say we go here, and the best thing to actually try it is to leave it on Oro. And I just went in with the wrong team. Okay, So let me just back out of there quick. So I usually just leave it on auto, and that's the way I'm testing my defense, honestly. So if my champions are doing the right job on auto, and I'm doing like 10, 20 fights, clicking them on auto, and letting them see exactly what sort of stuff they're dealing alone in the arena, how they're actually dealing it and stuff, then I'm actually considering that, yeah, that's a good defense. Now here, unfortunately, Madame Series did got a skill rework something because she's just not using her A3 anymore. Did you notice that about Madame Series? So she used to use her A3 pretty much. I don't. Damn.
I tried to summon her. 54 shards, didn't get her, man. But she's on my next void summons. I'm gonna get her.
Oh, okay. So she's next there. So let me just give it another go here, just to prove what I'm saying here. So we cannot do it with Madame Series because you guys saw she's not removing the buffs on her anymore. So probably I'll manual her part, but just that single part, okay? Which is unfortunate because even with the buff now, she's just not using her A3 anymore. She's using A2, you know. So let's just say that thing. So that's what you like, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nuke them instant.
That's what I prefer. Like finish the grinding, get the medals, put them in the great hole, and yeah, go to the next level. Try and farm another level.
I understand.
That's how it is.
So I luckily got a Madame Series, which gives me defense down and removes buffs. So that's why I'm using a second Thermitter booster. But of course, you can replace that with a defense down champion or anything else if you don't have a Madame Series. Pick a good nuker, a good Thermitter booster, sorry, with a speed aura possibly. We have quite a few out there. If they're not boosting the Thermitter, but they do have a speed aura, try to bring in a High Katoon, free to play by the way. You can get her from your daily login in, an apothecary or other champions. But guys, that was all for this video. Cold Brew, thanks a lot for joining in, buddy. Explaining us a bit all with the arena and stuff, with the defenses, and how is it going early on and stuff, because you do have the experience now with all these challenges you guys are doing.
So yeah, man, thanks for having me. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like early arena, it's hard, but you're gonna get through it once you get, you know, some of the setups that we explained in the video. Just watch it again if you wanna embed them in your mind. So we're gonna do another video on my channel, guys. So if you're interested, come over and check it out. We're gonna talk about the new 3v3 arena that has been announced. So if you wanna find out more about that, so come over to my channel. It's gonna be Skratch and me talking about that. So yeah.
Awesome. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description, guys. Make sure you guys go check out Cold Brew Gaming. Awesome dude. Huge respect for the man. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate the support. Don't forget to thumbs up, turn on notification, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Peace out, my dudes.